Welcome back to the Intercourse Show. I'm your host, Mr. B. We are getting breaking news that Iran just closed the Strait of Hormuz again after reopening it when they came to a ceasefire agreement with Trump late last night due to Pakistani negotiations. Apparently, there's been some events that's happened with Israeli attacks that is causing them that is causing Iran to take the position of closing the agreement again. So let's go ahead and jump into the breaking news that is taking place.
Just moments ago, we learned that Iran has closed the Strait of Hormuz. It seems that Israel's attacks against Hezbollah are behind its reasoning.
That's what Iranian state television is saying, that the Revolutionary Guard Corps is closing again the Strait of Hormuz before it even really opened because of the attacks happening today in Lebanon, specifically in Beirut, with reports from Lebanon of at least 112 people killed, nearly 900 people injured. And you also had President Trump today in a phone interview with PBS NewsHour saying that Lebanon was not included in the ceasefire deal because of Hezbollah. And President Trump said they'll get taken care of too. Those were his words. So the Strait of Hormuz continues to be the flashpoint, and this very fragile ceasefire now very much in question, Del.
Going in, there was confusion. Seems like there is confusion now coming out. The main reason that the president started the war with Iran in the first place had to do with its nuclear weapons program. Where does that stand now?
Where it stands is that the United States and Israel, they attacked the key nuclear sites where where Iran enriched its uranium. But the uranium that's been enriched to 60%, enough by most estimates to build 10 or 11 bombs, that still exists. And the U.S., from the very beginning, said that can no longer stay in Iran's hands because they could very quickly use that to make a bomb. So Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, he spoke about that today. What's going to happen with that highly enriched uranium? Listen.
It's always been non-negotiable that they won't have nuclear capabilities. And so right now it's buried and we're watching it. We know exactly what they have, and they know that. And they will either give it to us, which the president has laid out. They'll give it to us voluntarily. We'll get it. We'll take it. We'll take it out. Or if we have to do something else ourselves, like we did in Midnight Hammer or something like that, we reserve that opportunity. But what's clear, what the new Iranian regime knows, is they'll never have a nuclear weapon or the capability to get a path to one.
But again, they still have that highly enriched uranium. Now, the other big question in the ceasefire during these negotiations that will presumably be taking place is, what about the ballistic missile program? The administration saying that Iran can no longer build ballistic missiles. It can't replenish its supply. How that's going to be hammered out, that's a big question.
Going in, it was not considered to be the key issue, but now it is shaping up that the Strait of Hormuz is now the key issue. What type of deal is Donald Trump trying to reach with regards to the strait?
It's unclear because he's offered a few ideas. One of them includes the U.S. And Iran together, both instituting a toll on ships that go through the Strait of Hormuz. So the bottom line that is the administration has said is that you can no longer have Iran, as they have been for the last month, controlling the strait. But one thing that this past month, this war has made clear is that this is Iran's greatest point of leverage, this Strait of Hormuz. And can you neutralize that as a point of leverage? How is that done? Among, again, the many remaining questions that we're waiting for answers for right now.
Questions going in, questions coming out. Our senior international correspondent, Jason Bellini. Jason, thank you very much.
Virginia homeowners, you probably perform regular maintenance on all kinds of everyday items around your home. But what about your aging roof? You might think there's nothing you can do but wait till there's a problem and then replace it at a whopping
Okay, folks, there you have it. A report. That last one was from Midas Touch. Obviously, they're not big Trump fans. This guy went off on a tangent there. I didn't know he was going to say all that, but it seems like the ceasefire has its own challenges already, given the circumstances of this war so far. It seems like there's two heads at the table, right? You have U.S. and their agenda, and you have Israel and their agenda. And Israel, I think, wants to expand their territory, so they're going after Lebanon, whatever threat they perceive is there. And apparently, Lebanon is, a proxy or sister country of Iran, if you will. Iran supports them quite a bit, and unfortunately, they're being bombed immensely by the Israeli army, and Iran is trying to stop it. And apparently, this is according to what's being said, apparently they are now going back to what they believe is their leverage to stop that from happening. Now, we'll have to see how it all plays out, but we'll be staying tuned to see what happens next. But let's see if they can get cooler heads to prevail, and if the fighting can stop, that will be good for the rest of the world and for our pocketbooks. All right, I'm Mr. B. Thank you for joining me for this segment, and like and subscribe and stay connected to the show so we can bring you more updates. All right, talk to you soon. Later.